Hi everyone, my name is Darla Smith and I'm going to be reviewing with you all some of the updates at the 12-week point from the two campaigns that we ran out, which were the radio advertisements and the trial voucher emails. So first I am going to start with the figures for the New South Wales campaigns. So as you can see here, the uh, total number of commencing members when we began was 161, and our 60% target increase was 97, and the actual number of members that we got after 12 weeks were 72. If you take a look at the income, the total income for the 12 weeks was $122,050. Or sorry, that was the projected income that we had hoped for, but the actual income was only $73,350. So some of the justification behind these numbers was that the New South Wales team didn't actually participate in the radio campaign. They only used the trial voucher campaign the last 12 weeks, so they didn't actually reach the 60% goal. They were short, unfortunately, by only 25 members, which was a 45% increase. So the one good thing that New South Wales definitely did was they did have a pretty good return on investment. Because they only did the trial voucher campaign, they only spent about $2,750, and with the actual income of $73,350, it works out to be about $55.78 returned on every dollar spent. It was good, but unfortunately they were the furthest away from the projected income. And I would definitely recommend that we start the radio campaign for New South Wales next quarter. So moving on to Victoria. Victoria did really well. So when we started, they had 179 members. Our target was 108, and we actually had 173 members join in the last 12 weeks. So 65 more members than we actually had hoped for. We had projected about $142,600 worth of income, and they actually did $202,700. So they actually did $60,000 more than what we had hoped for, which is really great. So obviously they did exceed that 60% goal. They actually had a 97% increase over memberships, which is awesome. And that's likely due to the fact that they ran both a very aggressive radio campaign and they did the trial vouchers as well. That being said, they did exceed the quarterly budget by about $11,500, which hasn't exceeded the budget for the entire year, but continuing with those figures won't exactly be sustainable. They did a pretty good return on investment, but it was the least of all the states. So they did about $12.42 made per dollar spent. Still good, but yeah, not the best of all the states. Then moving on to Queensland. So Queensland started with 221 members, and our goal was to get to 133, and they got to 136, which is perfect, just nearly exactly on par. However, the projected income was $171,250, and they did $144,800. So the variance of negative $26,450. So as you can see, obviously they did reach the membership goal. They had a 62% increase in members, but they did not reach the projected income goal. And they did slightly exceed their quarterly budget by about $1,000 on the radio campaign. But they didn't participate in the trial membership campaign. So I would highly recommend that we start that in the next quarter and see if we can get those figures up. So overall, for all of TRI Fitness, we started with 561 members, and our goal of the 60% increase was 337 members, which we actually did better than that by bringing in 381 members over the last 12 weeks. Sort of the same situation that happened with Queensland, though, in that we reached the member goal, but unfortunately, projected income was $433,500, and we did 420 $850. So negative $12,650 there. Um, However, yeah, still pretty good because we did meet the membership goal. So moving forward, where I would really like our focus to be is getting putting some focus on bringing in some of those more platinum, gold, and elite memberships. I feel that with the radio ad, some of the issues we have is that we're sort of reaching a whole population and not really a strong focus on the actual demographic of the people that we want to bring in, the people who are going to use the holistic approach that we have on offer. We don't want to become just your typical run of the mill gym. So I think we need to focus on that. And with the vouchers, a lot of the friends and family, um, people who are sending out these vouchers, a large proportion of them would already have the fitness only packages, which means that their friends and family are quite likely to actually mimic what they're doing. And so that's why we're seeing those very, the rates for the fitness only memberships are quite, increasing at a quite higher rate than the other memberships. Um, so, like I said, I do want to shift the focus into creating more platinum memberships. These memberships are going to be more financially beneficial to us. Obviously, they are the most expensive memberships, but they also have the best longevity because these members are looking to really change their lifestyle as a whole, which means they have a better chance of sticking with us long term than someone who's just using us for the gym aspect. Um, so what I would like to do is I would actually like to create a second radio ad that's going to run alongside the existing radio ad, but this second ad will focus more on our premium packages. We'll talk about the dietitian services, the chiropractor, massage therapy, those types of things that you don't get with the gym only package. So I'm going to set a new objective of about 30% increase for platinum memberships for all states across the board over the next 6 months. So these numbers don't look completely unachievable. I think that they're pretty reasonable. Um, so we just need to really, move forward and try to get some of these platinum memberships, the figures up in those. So the projected growth is overall about 18.4% over the next total. Those are just from some figures that I've sort of calculated, factoring in the fact that New South Wales and Queensland are going to be running the campaigns over the next quarter that they didn't run in this last quarter, and that I really want a focus on the platinum memberships. Any questions or comments, feel free to email me. And yeah, thanks for coming out.